ticking and it's ticking fast. We've had enough, this greed can't last. So count your days. You raise the price, but the vibe ain't right. Monthly subscription bills on repeat. Prices rise, but the pay don't change. We're stuck in the middle of a losing game. Count your days. Your game's exposed, the whole world knows your time is up, no more to say. Claiming inflation, but we see the play. How much more do we have to pay? Count your days.
Hey tea sippers, I hope you guys are doing good today. So welcome to another episode of Count Your Days.
Count your fucking days, bitch.
Yes, count your days, bitch. So what's going down is this. It is a lot of drama right now brewing on TikTok. I've been keeping up with it for about the past week. And it's like three different situations that I'm going to kind of compile into one because they're all basically wanting the same thing, right? Everybody wants people to come together and protest and stand up for each other's rights and all this nonsense that's going on due to this administration. So what's going down is that this weekend, they're doing another No Kings protest on October 18th. Now, if you guys remember, I talked about this a few months ago when they did the first No Kings protest. And this one is slated to be huge, right? Because now a lot more people are being affected. I think back then, it was only a smaller population, but now the shutdown is in full effect. Military people are not getting paid. They're having to go to food banks. WIC is about to be cut. SNAP benefits are about to be cut, and we'll talk about that in another video. So it's a lot of things right now that are affecting a lot of people. People that are MAGA are being affected. Farmers are being affected. People down south, people on the East Coast. Basically, the whole country is being affected by something that's going on with the administration, right? So they're going to do they're doing the whole No Kings protest on October 18th. So now what's kind of going on with TikTok is, let me hit on this first part, right? There's a Blasian TikToker, her name is Harmony, and I've used her clips before in my videos. Very eloquent speaker. She talks about injustices. She speaks up a lot for the Black community. And so a lot of people were talking about, a lot of Black folks were talking on TikTok, we're not going to the No Kings protest, just like early in the year when, a lot of Black people refused to go as well, because now a lot of the Latinos for Trump, the Asians for Trump, the Middle Easterns for Trump, all these people who were, pro-MAGA, pro-Trump, they're all saying, well, where are the Black folks? We need y'all to march in solidarity with us. And they're getting upset that a lot of Black people are like, no, we're sitting this out.
They are being starved. They are thirsty, only given 1 cup of water per day, are denied bathroom privileges, are denied medical attention. People in ICE concentration camps are losing their lives. And don't even think about saying FAFO, fuck around and find out, to these people in ICE detention centers. It is a shame that members of the Black community started the trend, and so many other people followed.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to be considered minorities. Y'all want the minority benefits. Y'all go out there and march. Okay, we's tired. Y'all go do the heavy lifting. So that doesn't really sit right with Harmony. And so Harmony felt away and she was calling out, Black folks and saying, if you're sitting this out, that's just wrong. That's not okay. The ancestors wouldn't have liked this. And it caused a huge debate on TikTok between Harmony and a lot of respected Black female content creators on TikTok. It was a big back and forth. So I'm going to show you guys some of that. We're going to hit on that first, and then we'll go on to the other stuff that's going on TikTok. So what I'm going to do first is play you guys the news clip about the No Kings Day that's going to be expected this weekend. And then we'll get into the clips with Harmony and the back and forth and stuff like that.
Next week, thousands of people are expected to descend on the nation's capital for a No Kings rally. This is video from previous No Kings rallies taking place across the country in June. Well, it's set to take place on October 18th, right in front of the U.S. Capitol. The peaceful movement seeks to send a message to the Trump administration saying that America does not put up with would-be kings. This week, multiple Republican leaders called next week's event a hate rally.
This Hate America rally that they have coming up for October 18th, the Antifa crowd and the pro-Hamas crowd and the Marxists, they're all going to gather on the mall.
This is about one thing and one thing only: to score political points with the terrorist wing of their party, which is set to hold, as Leader Scalise just commented on, a Hate America rally in D.C. next week.
And then October 18th is when the protest gets here. This will be a Soros paid-for protest where his professional protesters show up, the agitators show up. We'll have to get the National Guard out. Hopefully it'll be peaceful. I doubt it as well.
Well, next Saturday's rally is scheduled to take place from 12 to 2. You can count on WSA9 to be there. We'll cover it all.
So let me come back on the screen. What has me very nervous is the words that I'm hearing these people in leadership saying. They're considering all of these people Antifa. Let that sit with you, okay? Because they've already put it out there with the National Guards that anybody who's under the Antifa flag, there's no group called Antifa, you know, that can be for anything. They can call anything Antifa. So that way they have the right to arrest you, beat you, deport you, and everything else. So it's very interesting that they're using the words Antifa. They're saying this is going to be a paid protest by George Soros. So they are looking to bust some heads. They are looking to arrest people under the guise of them being homeland terrorists.
Hey there, it's JVL. In my newsletter today, I talked about the weird thing that the Trump administration is doing with Antifa. Maybe you've noticed it. First thing they did was about 4 weeks ago, they went and Trump signed an executive order labeling Antifa a domestic terrorist organization.
This is the first time in American history that there is an all-of-government effort to dismantle left-wing terrorism, to dismantle Antifa, to dismantle the organizations that have been carrying out these acts of political violence and terrorism.
And then last week, Trump did a roundtable in which he talked about all these terrible Antifa terrorists.
Under the Trump administration, we're going after Antifa criminals, and all who fund and support their campaigns are in serious trouble.
And then over the weekend, a bunch of Republicans, including the Speaker of the House, the Majority Whip, and Secretary of Transportation, started talking about how the No Kings protests coming up on October 18th were being done by Antifa.
You know, I'm a very patient guy, but I have had it with these people. They're playing games with real people's lives. The theory we have right now, they have a Hate America rally that's scheduled for October 18th on the National Mall. It's all the pro-Hamas wing and the Antifa people. They're all coming out.
But again, the No Kings protest, Maria, really frustrating. I mean, this is part of Antifa, paid protesters. It begs the question, who's funding it?
Why is this? I'll tell you. It's because they want to make dissent criminalized. If it's true that the No Kings protests are organized by Antifa, and it's true that Antifa is a domestic terrorist organization, then it follows that anybody who shows up at these protests is a domestic terrorist. They're saying this because they want to say that you are Antifa, that you are a terrorist, and that they are allowed to come after you.
So it's going to be real, and I can understand why a lot of black folks are saying, you know what? I don't want to be bothered with all this. You know what I'm saying? Because we told you guys, we told you so months ago, and you guys chose to vote against your best interest. So I can definitely understand why many in the black community are just like, no, I don't want to have nothing to do with this. So now we're going to go ahead and watch Harmony's clips and the other clips from TikTok as well.
We're watching democracy fall in real time. Fighting for your freedom is brutal. It's exhausting and it is dangerous. And freedom has never been won from the comfort of a couch. I hope that besides getting on your platform and yelling that we're not coming outside, that you're doing other things to help, like boycotting, mutual aid, grassroots organizing, and you're using your platform to encourage others to do the same thing. But make sure you're doing something and stop acting like your apathy is activism. We are not our ancestors. I used to hate that saying because it's disrespectful, but now I get it because our ancestors were brave. They were built different. And some of y'all are built like your ancestors because a lot of y'all had cowards for ancestors. And it shows. My ancestors were way too badass. I already know that I do not measure up, even though I practically live outside. But we are living through our government being taken over. Hiding in fear won't save you and has never won a battle. And it will not win you your freedom either. So if you're too scared to come outside, fine. We heard you the first 50 times you said it. Cool. Stay inside because the rest of us are working. But I will say that I believe that the people who put us in this mess need to be on the front lines. Latinos for Trump, Black MAGA, farmers for Trump, and of course, privileged white folks always ready to play savior, never ready to save themselves. Now, I get a lot of her points, but I also noticed that she didn't say Asians for Trump.
Why were they not mentioned? You're clearly Blasian from what you said. You showed your, your ancestors. You look Asian phenotypically, but it's very interesting that she said Latinos for Trump, Black MAGA for Trump, but left out the Asians, who are some of the loudest Trump supporters.
Using my city as clickbait to get likes and views and followers. Yes, ICE raided a building here in the South Shore neighborhood. No, they are not coming for black people. Backtrack and tell the whole fucking story or pipe the fuck down. They moved thousands of so-called illegal immigrants into mostly black neighborhoods. They live right next door to most of us. So yes, when they raid looking for them, they're going to raid the entire building. All of the black Americans that were grabbed were let go. The so-called illegal gangbangers that they were looking for were not. They were detained. So all you Hispanics and Latinos that's using this as a gotcha moment, it ain't one, and it still ain't our fight. And all you lame-ass black creators and other creators that are using this as fucking clickbait and to get likes and views and shit, shut the fuck up. Since this administration took over, they've been trying to goad black people out into the street so that this fuck-ass, lame-ass, bum-ass president can declare martial law. And guess the fuck what? We still ain't
Still say this is not our fight. You're not neutral. You're just spineless. We're not gathering for a farmer's market. We're fighting fascism. We're watching democracy fall in real time. Fighting for your freedom is brutal. It's exhausting and it is dangerous. And freedom has...
So let me see if I understand this correctly. Your take, your response to black people saying that we are tired of fighting for everyone else's rights. Your response to black people finally choosing self-preservation after generation upon generation upon generation of fighting for not only our rights, but everyone else's rights, is to label black people spineless cowards. And then you go on to say fighting for our rights. It's so funny how in the midst of your gaslighting, people like you choose to forget that for generations, my people fought not only for our rights, but for everyone's rights. Everything that we fought for, every right, every bill, every movement that was set into place wasn't just to benefit us. It was to benefit everyone. It was your people who helped racist white people create this regime, this dictatorship that is now affecting everyone. And you calling into question my work, my activism, does not move me. Because see, while you're on TikTok making videos, I live down the street from that building. And when I go to work today, many of those people will be at my organization looking for resources to help them. And I'm going to make sure they get them, immigrant or otherwise. Since you took my video and my words and twisted everything I said to fit your narrative and insert your gaslighting and racism, let me be very clear. I said what I said.
To me to delete the video, and I did.
Called black women cowards.
I did not say that black women are cowards. I would never say that, and that's why she did not include a clip of me saying that, because there are none. Still say this is not our fight. You're not neutral. You're just spineless. Y'all are built like your ancestors because a lot of y'all had cowards for ancestors, and it shows. Probably because I don't have to speak about my ancestors in generalizations like they do.
Your video was downloaded and watched by thousands of people, honey. You would have done better just leaving the whole situation alone. I don't even need to say anything else here.
All right, so you guys just kind of saw the back and forth between Harmony and Boss Up. And again, a lot of that came because of the raids that happened in Chicago. So tensions have been really high on TikTok. So that's just, one segment of the beef. Harmony ended up deleting her video, but again, once you put it up, it's still up. She did try to walk back some of the stuff, but some people are still not feeling her and they're holding her accountable. So then, as this was going on between Boss Up and Get It and Harmony, then a bunch of ex-MAGA people decided to start the Purple Revolution. Now, me being from the Twin Cities and being a fan of the Purple One himself, Prince, this kind of made my ears perk up. So I'm like, what is the Purple Revolution? Because the only Purple Revolution that I recognize is the one by Prince, okay? But this one is a revolution of ex-MAGA people who are Team Red wanting to, you know, collaborate and come together with the blue team, with the, you know, the leftists. And so this man put up the video saying that he wanted to start the Purple Revolution, and it did not go over so well on TikTok. This created a bunch of new drama these past few days. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the Purple Revolution of it all, okay?
The Purple Revolution. I'm not joining, and let me show you why. We're going to break this down a little bit. We're going to get into it, and I'm going to show you the leader of the Purple Revolution and what he has to say and why he's sorry that he voted for Trump. But you're going to have to hang around because then I'm going to show you something else.
Is that I apologize for voting for Trump, for voting for everything that ended up happening.
That was a pretty good apology. Somebody from the outside looking in might say, hey, maybe this guy, just maybe, has changed his ways. But then I dug a little bit. And not too long ago, he made this video.
More to keeping my mouth shut. Charlie Kirk's death sparked outrage with a lot of people that normally stay quiet. But I just don't give a fuck no more. Any of you Democrats, don't come near me. We don't want nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. And if you think that you can just do whatever you want.
You said that just a few weeks ago about us that don't have the same ideology as you, that you want us nowhere near you. You see, I remember you. I remember you from just a few years back, holding those bonfires on Telegram. And you used the same thing. Let's not be blue. Let's not be red. Let's be purple. I made content on this. Do you remember remove them all in one day? You weren't talking about Republicans. You were talking about Democrats. You go on to say that we're going to need you. That's right. We're going to need you because you have the tools and the nuts and bolts that we are going to need in this so-called revolution. Don't you worry about us. We're good. We don't need your Trojan horse. We know who you are. We know. We remember Telegram. We remember your bonfires. We remember when you guys said, remove them all in one day in code. I made content on that. I know who you are, and you ain't fooling nobody. Just to let you know, we don't need you. We have people like me out there. We have veterans that don't have the same ideology as you, that also have those tools and nuts and bolts. We don't need you. Let me rephrase that. We don't want you. Tell me what you guys think.
Black Americans do not fall for this purple revolution bullshit. Because let me point something out to you. They're talking about taking racist right-wing Republicans and putting them in with racist white liberals. Black Americans, you remember the LA City Council? That's your white liberal. You remember this freaking Chicago PD, LA PD, NYPD, how they ain't fixed none of that shit, but when they got Joe Biden, they freaking said, hey, we shouldn't defund the police. We should fund the police. The same people on both sides who had kids in goddamn cages. Yeah, same people on both sides. So basically, they want to double up on their racism. They need you in the mix because when they are done fighting each other, they're going to turn and look at you, black people. Fuck the purple revolution. No, if you want a revolution, let's have a black revolution.
All right, racist, what's shaking?
African American.
black. No, I'm not African.
Racist America's house is on fire. And the girls are shaking in their boots now that the political monster that they built is turning on them. They have the audacity to start crying for a purple revolution. A purple revolution? Bitch, please. After decades of policies designed to break the backs of the true indigenous people, after a consistent and documented history of abuse and neglect, and their brilliant solution is for the original people to come together and take down the enemy with the enemy, let's be explicitly clear about what this means. Racists, you are not asking for partners. You are recruiting saviors. You have known the truth all along that black people are more dominant and superior to you. And now you want the people you have spent generations discrediting, brutalizing, and marginalizing to now pick up a map and navigate the path to survival for you? No apology, no tokens of a truce, nothing. Just privileged expectation from people who benefit from your demise. Do you think the original American Indians are going to help you? Well, the answer is no. The answer is a permanent, resounding, and unequivocal no. Racists, you stole this system, and you championed its cruelty. You voted for its evil actors. And you've consistently shown the world that you have everything under control, so now the true indigenous people are going to step back and let you and all your other allies that you allow on their land to demonstrate your magnificent expertise. Show the world what you can do. Prove the superiority you've always claimed, white people, because now you're on your own. Do not mistake the refusal of the original people to be your human shield as a stall to progress. This refusal is the progress. It is the progress of a people who refuse to set themselves on fire to keep their oppressors warm. The true indigenous Americans are not your emergency responders. They're not your crisis management team. America collapsing is not a collective problem. It's a problem for those who claim to own every single brick in the wall that's collapsing. So go on. Have your revolution. Paint it whatever color you want. Because you will be painting alone. All right, racists, what shade?
Now he kept it real. I feel like this whole purple revolution is nothing but, a new guise for people who are part of MAGA who are now salty because the chickens have come home to roost. It's just new rebranding. Let's keep it real. They're just trying to rebrand into something else.
Purple Revolution is merely a cop-out from people in the MAGA cult that are currently deconstructing. And deconstructing is a great fucking thing. However, you do not get to say, let's meet in the middle. The middle was technically Joe Biden in 2020. That's when a lot of Republicans came to our side to help defeat Donald Trump. And look where it got us. Purple Revolution made you guys more angry because you guys were so deep in the fucking cult you couldn't handle the loss. Then you led an insurrection in January 6th. So no, there is no fucking purple in 2025. That happened in 2020. And if you haven't noticed, the Democratic establishment has been pushed away. We don't like the Democratic establishment from the left. We don't want the Democratic establishment because the Democratic establishment is your purple. The Chuck Schumers, the Hakeem Jeffries of the world, that's your purple. The purple is not where the Democratic Party needs to go. That's not where the voters want. Look at Zohran Mamdani in New York City. He is running on left policies. Policies that people actually like, policy that will actually make an impact.
My, oh my, how fast the tides turned against me, huh? So, from what I'm getting from the comments is, ain't nobody ready for unity in this country.
So there was a guy on here who came up with something called a Purple Revolution, and basically it was supposed to be a unified effort, bring together both red and blue in order for us to fight the real enemy, and we all know who that is. But of course, this was the reaction when someone tries to get online and do unity. This was the reaction.
Fuck your purple ass fucking revolution.
Sir, I just want to say thank you for your services. But you must realize that we have a bunch of bitter bitches on the left. And they don't want to unify with anybody but they damn selves because they're stupid, a bit goofy and rather childish. These basic bitches couldn't even unify with the white women who were willing to put a blue bracelet on their arm to show that they were allies because they lost the election. Literally. Half of these people don't even understand that they are the reason why our country is in shambles. They'd rather point the finger at white people, black people, instead of actually looking in the mirror and seeing, oh, wow, what could be the reason why my community is in shambles right now? Could it be because I continue to vote and stand with the same people who used to eat my ancestors? So, sir, even though it seems like your heart was in the right place, we good. We good. But leave their asses over there. Let them drown. Let them drown in their own sorrows because they fucking lost an election. Let them continue to vote based on what a person looks like or what a person says as opposed to what the fucking policies are that they actually are trying to push.
We want to be friends now. All right. You going to take accountability? No. You going to stop being racist? No. You going to stop being sexist? No. You going to stop being misogynistic? No. You going to stop defending pedophiles? No. You going to stop supporting Trump? No. Oh, well then no. You guys are mean. I'm going home.
Talking about some goddamn purple revolution. Is you out your goddamn cotton picking mind? Since day one on this campaign trail, he's been a racist, misogynistic asshole. Since day fucking one, the first month he was rolling back segregation laws from the 1960s, segregated facilities. What are y'all talking about? DEI programs, affirmative action. I'm talking about the government got gutted from Doge, and hundreds of thousands of black people lost their jobs. Y'all the same ones that agree that black women don't have the IQ or intelligence to get these jobs. I'm talking about people that in DC, where I am, people that I know that have bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, law degrees, passed the bar exam, doctorate degrees, losing their jobs left and right because y'all think that they not qualified after y'all just been getting in these positions, being underqualified your whole fucking life. You feel intimidated. But now y'all want a purple revolution? Are you kidding me? You talking about the same people who didn't want due process for people like Abrego Garcia, people that's just snatching people up off the street. Y'all just now talking about some purple revolution because he talking about some damn taking back the First Amendment. What do you mean? He been taking away our rights. Been taking away our rights. Been taking away women's rights. Been taking away women's right to choose. Took away the rights for the states.
Again, like I said in my prior video, people only care once it affects them. Just like with this whole government shutdown and Marjorie Taylor Greene, finally speaking up and saying she doesn't agree with this because she realizes that if, the Democrats lose, healthcare is going to go up for not only, the leftists, but her and her family as well. So now she's waking up and she's standing with the shutdown because she doesn't want the healthcare premiums to go up.
Taking away EBT, taking away Medicaid, Medicare. He talked about this on his campaign trail. This ain't new. This wasn't about the price of eggs, and y'all fucking knew it. Y'all sat there and watched as he sent them people to CCOT, a camp in El Salvador that's not even on American soil, as prisoners that would never get out. It's people showing up missing. 1,200 immigrants are missing. And y'all don't care because they're brown. Y'all never cared. On the campaign trail, he wasn't just talking about Hispanic people. He was talking about black people, Haitians. He said they were eating cats and dogs. Y'all didn't care. All y'all cared was about some people a man putting on a dress. I don't give a fuck about that. If you care that much about it, it's because you need to look deeper inside. When have you ever been in a room with a man with a dress on? You haven't. Unless... Stop worrying about shit that don't affect you. If you pro-life, then you and your goddamn wife need to be pro-life. What the fuck do that got to do with a nigga in a different state? Y'all don't care about none of these things that he's talking about. Y'all knew he wasn't a Christian. Y'all knew that he didn't respect women. He had 34 felonies. Y'all don't care about no goddamn law and order. The police out there fighting for their life against ICE. The troops that they sending out there don't even want to do the things that ICE trying to get them to do. They got FBI getting off of their cases because they don't want people investigating cases with the FBI, what they really supposed to be doing, finding them kids, them people that's touching kids, because their whole administration is full of kid touchers. Y'all got the lady from the WWE in the administration. Y'all got Lawrence Taylor in the administration. RFK Jr. in the administration. Y'all got the dumbest, most unqualified people in the administration. Y'all got them doing speeches with the military, telling them that if they want to rough people up on the streets, there won't be no consequences. They telling people that when they're doing this training, then women need to be doing the same thing as men. And if they can't, then they need to get kicked out the military. And not only that, they saying that all of these cases where women that investigating things that's happening to them in the military, they need to be a little bit more lenient on that. Ted Cruz just went up there and said, we need to stop attacking people that touch kids. Y'all don't care. Talking about some purple revolution. They got Black Hawks over apartment buildings coming in like the SWAT. Zip tying kids up. What do you mean? A girl got hit 5 times by ICE. Yeah, popped 5 times by ICE. A priest got popped in his face for peaceful protesting. Y'all don't care.
Standing on the sideline talking shit. That's what you're doing. I'm done coddling your feelings and people's feelings. I'm not here to coddle people's feelings, and people need to understand that. I'm not here to coddle people's feelings. I'm not here to sit here and apologize to thousands of people. I'm not going to do it.
I have something to say about
You want to worry about your feelings? Worry about your feelings. We got other shit to do. We ain't worried about your feelings no more. If any of you think you can do better that are standing on the sideline, running your mouth, then please take reign. Because not one of you have stepped up and took any kind of leadership.
Brian, tell that to the millions and millions of people in this country who are currently out on the streets resisting this authoritarian regime. Tell that to Chicago. Tell that to Portland. We are not asking you to coddle our feelings. We are asking you to acknowledge that human rights should be afforded to everybody. We are asking you to show us humanity that we show you. It's not that hard. Have you ever spent one day out on the streets protesting? Have you ever donated to charities or grassroots organizations that are trying to stand up to this regime? Ever? There are millions of people in this country more capable of organizing a revolution than you. Because you should not be doing this. You need to stand down. You cannot ask the very people that you have abused and bullied for 10 plus years to join you without showing them humanity and without reconciling and making amends and reparations with them. You just can't do it. There are thousands of people in this country already in leadership roles on the left. But obviously you haven't sought those people out or those organizations. And it's very obvious to me that you are now tucking your tail and trying to hide behind the left. Because you, as a cis white straight male, has never had to worry about resisting anything. Well, many, many people on the left, marginalized communities on the left, have been doing it their entire lives. And you know that. You know that people on the left are more capable than people on the right. That's just how it has been for the entire existence of this country. And it sounds to me like you're not actually asking the left to join you. It sounds like you're asking us to do the work for you, which we refuse, absolutely refuse to do. You have to do the work. You have to read the books. You have to do some introspective work in order to even come near us. And if you are unwilling to educate yourself on the oppressive nature and the cruelty towards marginalized communities in this country, you are in no position to ask for a thing.
I'm going to show you in a minute and a half why I have a hard time trusting this purple revolution.
You're a leftist. I have a strong fucking message for you.
Not that. That's fine. Stick with me, though.
Hi, I'm Hunter Howell, and I want to be your friend.
And yes, I know who Hunter is. I watched a lot of his streams over the last year, before the election, when he was really rooting hard for our current president.
Now, just because I lean right on some issues, we all can agree that our government is occupied by Israel, by AIPAC, by Netanyahu, by the IDF.
Yes, we can agree to that, and I think there were plenty of people talking about this even before the election.
And it's time for a change. And in order to make that change, we need what's called a purple revolution.
We're almost there. Hold on, you'll see.
We can go back to disagreements later.
What kind of differences, Hunter? What kind of differences are we talking about?
Petty differences aside.
And there it is. Petty differences. Now, when you say petty differences, what differences are you talking about exactly?
Some formal policy in regards to domestic issues.
Now, he didn't clarify which domestic issues he was talking about, but let's talk about a few domestic issues that we will simply not be able to disagree on and everything just be okay. Now, Hunter, I'm going to assume that you and me are alike in the fact that we are both white, straight males. But here's a few things. The LGBTQIA plus community deserves to be free and happy to love who they love, be who they are, and this includes gay people, trans people, the whole 9 yards. Women deserve to be free to make their own healthcare decisions and decisions about their body without input from you and me.
People that are a different skin tone than us, they deserve to be treated with respect and have all the same freedoms that we have. Undocumented immigrants deserve to be treated with respect, given due process, and treated like they matter, like they're actual human beings. I could go on and on and on, but if those are what you call petty differences, those are not petty differences. Those are human rights. Those are morals that I can never compromise on. And this, and the way that video and the way that he framed that is why right now at this point, I don't trust this purple revolution. I would say sorry, not sorry, but respectfully, it's just not sorry because there's no compromise on human rights. And unless that's part of the revolution and part of this conversation, then there's really nothing we have to talk about. I'm going to
So as you guys see, the whole purple revolution thing, it's definitely causing a divide. You have people who are ex-MAGA, like Hunter and the purple revolution guy, the initial person who started it. You know, they're going hard and they're trying to get people, you know, in the middle per se. But a lot of people are just seeing through the nonsense. It's just basically a lot of people from MAGA who are upset, who have not been affected, who are now trying to rebrand.
There's all a bunch of you people on there saying that I tried saying the N-word. Pussies, I will never fight for you. I don't give a fuck about fighting for people's human rights.
Well, it seems like someone is not having a good day. And now he's saying that he wants to fight for the middle. Let's all be in the middle. That's exactly where you need to be. Hey, just for comedy, it looks like even your flannel has decided to go from purple back to red. You guys want a movement that you can stand on? You want a movement with some fucking principle? Then just fucking vote blue. It's easy. You don't have to do anything. No new t-shirts, no new bumper stickers, no new hashtags. Just fucking vote blue.
Y'all want to hear something we're not doing? We're not doing this whole thing where people are telling us, like the creators who are saying, no, we're not doing the purple revolution, where y'all are coming at us saying things like, no, you just didn't understand. You missed the point. No, I didn't miss the point, baby. You just misunderstood my level of conviction to the cause. Let me try to be calm, okay? And explain to the people on the right who are trying to move towards the left in this purple revolution why it's a no from me. Okay, 5 points for you. And I'm going to hold your hand while I say them. All right. The first one, you were not tricked. You were unleashed. You finally saw a leader saying all of the racist, misogynistic garbage that you've been saying behind closed doors for years. And I say in my family, right, to my children, that what Trump did to this country was he took the can of Pringles that said hate as the brand, you know, the flavor on the side, and he popped it open. All right. And the hate Pringles came flying out, and now you can't put them back. So you were not tricked. You felt validated and you went for it. You're adults. You have access to Google. Okay. Still holding your hand. So if it was so easy to trick you then, why the hell would anybody trust your judgment now? What's changed? Has your judgment changed? Has your position changed? No. Only your circumstances. Because you thought that your worn out white privilege card would protect you from the Trump NATO. And now that you're catching strays and debris, you want to come right out the storm in the tent with the left. Well, I'm sorry, but for me and mine, it's not going to happen. Secondly, I want you to reject your ideology, not just the leader. There is a difference. You're focused on the man, rejecting the man, the immediate threat, not the mindset that got us here. You say he lied and he fooled you, as if that wipes the slate clean. And that tells me I can't trust you because you don't even trust you. You as adults are out here giving a grandpa credit for Jedi mind tricking you. How could I trust someone like that? And the reason you're pretending that he's the problem is it allows you to escape accountability, self-reflection, the work that you need to put in. You are the one that signed off on hatred, racism, misogyny. Sure, he drove the car, but y'all went into your pockets deep to give him the gas money.
Some members of MAGA are calling for a quote-unquote purple revolution. They want us to meet in the middle. And I say this from the bottom of my heart, the deepest parts of my soul. Kiss the blackest part of my ass. Ain't no meeting in the middle. Either you're on that side or you're not. Y'all care so much that y'all First Amendment right is being taken away. Where was all that care when he said he was going to get rid of the Constitution 2 years prior to the election? Y'all didn't give a fuck about the Constitution when it meant birthright citizenship was being taken away and he was going to deport American citizens. Y'all didn't give a fuck about that shit. Y'all knew about Project 2025. I don't know why the fuck you're lying. There's people in my old videos talking about y'all still on that Project 2025, and now look. Look how fucking dumb y'all look. They talking about, oh, it's a dictatorship. Yeah, that's kind of what happens when you don't give a fuck about checks and balances. But y'all didn't give a fuck when he was talking about them Obama judges. Please be so fucking for real.
Oh my, how fast the tide's turned against me, huh? From what I'm getting from the comments, ain't nobody ready for unity in this country. Because everybody was all okay with who I was. Everybody was okay with getting behind me for unity until everybody forced policy down my throat.
Hey, yo.
Okay?
Hey, MAGA no longer represents me, and I'm just looking to unify with all of you fine people over here on the left.
That is the best. That is all we've ever wanted. That's such good news. So, like, you're out.
I'm over it. That's so good. So, like, you're ready to acknowledge the harm and shortcomings of this entire ideology, right?
Yeah. Well, when you say harm, I mean...
Right, sorry. So, like, you're open to acknowledging and working on, like, your homophobia, for instance.
Well, now I still believe that only men and women should be getting married.
And, like, your racism?
Well, hang on. They commit 13% of...
What about immigration? You're fine. You're okay with immigration now, then?
Soon as they stop stealing all our gerbs.
Just to summarize, this purple revolution, all this unity that you want, you understand that your party fucking sucks, and you wanted to leave it, but you didn't want to join the Democrats, right?
Well, that's the long and the short of it, yeah.
And scene. I will just refer some of you back to my original video where I said this entire thing was bullshit and they have no intention to unify or change or do anything. And I got lambasted by a few of you because it's all about you. We have to come together in this time. No, they have no interest in doing anything that supports any of our humanitarian interests at all. They realize that their party sucks and is no longer representative of what they thought they voted for, and they want us to do something about it. And we are. You can come over here. Bernie stickers are around back. I'll give you a pride flag.
Well. So there's something I want to talk about, dear, that is circulating on the internet and everywhere. The Purple Revolution. I was tagged in a whole lot of videos of the last 2 days about the Purple Revolution, dear. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, let's backtrack just a bit. We all know that the Red Hat crew is in their finding out stage from fucking around and trying to play with the orange clown. And there's some in the Red Hat crew that have put down their red hat today, set them ablaze in a big, big way, and they want to come over here and play with us, dear. And some of you seem to think that's where we are in this revolution. And I'm here to tell you today, oh no. No, baby, it is not time to let them back in just because they are starting to feel a bit uncomfortable, friend. You see, the flames of fascism are heating up, but they have yet to be burnt. And if they are not burned, they will not learn. It is not time for them to come this way and join arms with us today. That is not the play, and I can prove it to you right here. Do you remember the last time the Orange Man was up there in White House land? Yes, indeed. By 2019, the end of such, some of the Red Hat crew were disillusioned with the Orange Dude. By 2020, they no longer wanted to bend for their orange friend. By 2021, they had joined us in winning back our democracy. By 2022, they started to get real comfortable with us in the blue. They were making money again. Food was back on the shelves. Everything was okay. The stock market was on the rise. We were doing better than anybody here in the US of A. The whole entire globe was still suffering from a recession, baby. They were still burying bodies. But here in the US of A, we were finally starting to be okay. People were going on vacay. They were out in the streets. They were loving their life. They were out there trying to play. They got so comfortable with the new blue regime that they started to once again sip the Kool-Aid, friend, because we made them comfortable in this country. We were so ready for the division to end, we just invited them in.
Do not trust that purple revolution bullshit at all. If the Purple Revolution ain't led by Prince himself, do not trust it. I smell a mean double cross coming. A mean double cross coming. No. For my professional wrestling girlies, you will understand this reference. The Purple Revolution is giving very much when Shawn Michaels decides to turn heel, and he gives you that random ass sweet chin music to start his heel turn. It's giving that. Do not trust that Purple Revolution.
It's also giving the Montreal screw job. All right, tea sippers. So you guys just went with me on this whole journey. Everything from, the No King's Day protest coming up on the 18th, to the Purple Revolution, to the Blasian lady going back and forth with the black female TikTokers. It's a lot of division going on, but I leave the question up to you guys. What does protest look like to you? What does unity look like to you? Because at some point in time, decisions are going to have to be made. It's a lot coming down the pipeline. Things are slowly getting worse. A lot of people are being affected. And it's sad that it took for everything basically imploding on itself for a lot of people to wake up and realize that they too are facing the same repercussions. They too are facing the same issues, that it's not just them and they and, him and those people over there. It's not just the blacks and the Latinos. Now the chickens are coming home to roost for everybody. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens this weekend. But like I said, what has me very nervous is that the words that are being said by the people in government, that they are willing to label everybody Antifa and get you sentenced and get you thrown in jail. So be very careful if you are going to be out there this weekend at the No Kings protest. Make sure that you are not engaging in any type of violence. Make sure that you are going there with peaceful intentions, and understand that there will be people in the crowd that are professional agitators. I saw it up here during the George Floyd riots. People came in from out of town to create even more chaos and division in our city here in the Twin Cities. And we're still barely able to crawl back from everything that happened in 2020. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. I look forward to reading y'all's comments down below. Once again, thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. I truly appreciate it, and I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.